Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to a long overdue review. I haven't done one for a while, so apologies. I've had a lot on my plate, so including a 30th birthday. So I'm now classed as no AP. So what my wife decided to do is she decided to get me a new pod kit for my birthday. So I thought I'd share my thoughts and stuff with you guys as always. So today for you, I've got the Smoant Pasito pod system. So yeah. Nice. I'm running in it. I was running some Nick salts in it actually, but everyone was raving about these, so I decided to pick some up and see what it was like. But I got some of the 88 vape. This is the bubble gum. It's all right. It's only £1, so you can buy it in like Poundland, Pound Stretchers, B&M's, places like that. But they do 50ml short fills as well now for £5. And on their website they sell pods and stuff, which I found quite crazy. So I thought, you know what, give it a whirl. It's alright. But been using it in the Pasito. So what we're going to do, we'll go to enter the table as always and show you what's in the box, and then we'll come up top, we'll talk pros and cons. So what you think. See you in a bit. Right then guys, so this is the Pasito as it comes in its retail packaging. So actually, not normally someone who talks a lot about packaging, but I actually quite like this packaging. So you've got all your usual bits. You've got your imaging on the front, the lovely nicotine warnings. You've got your usual scratch to verifies and contents. It has the outer sleeve, which we just get rid of. And then you've got the main box itself. But when you open the box, it's a little like magnetic sort of box. You open this up and you're greeted with that, which I thought was actually quite nice as far as a box goes. So this is to match your resin, as it were, that's on your Pasito. You open the doors, and then you've got the usual boring bedtime reading of warranty cards, user manuals, and info on the coils. And it presents you then with your pod. So it does give you information either side on how to install your coils. Rough user manual here on obviously how to use it and what the different lights and buttons mean. Your pod itself is ready built. It comes pre-installed with the direct long coil in there, and you have this little box here which normally has your charge cable in, but mine's not in here, it's actually downstairs, and your replacement coil. So when you take your device out, it's in this little foamy insert. It is essentially all ready to go. So key things with this, you have removable drip tip. So these are replaceable. You can buy them quite cheaply offline, but it always matches your resin that you have on your Pasito. You have inside two little spring-loaded little connectors. So that will then correspond with your coil that is in the bottom. So the coil's just here. I won't take the coil out because I have got juice in the pod. So you've got the coil here and this ridiculously strong magnet, which will hold your pod in place, and that just links up to this little block here, which is another magnet. So I don't know if you can see that properly on my cam. Pod will only go in one way. He says. There we go. And it does snap in real easily with those strong magnets. So when it comes on, you'll notice that there's the light indicators once it connects just here. These also tell you your battery percentage. It'll also tell you what sort of power output you're putting through it. You have 2 button operations here. So you've got the big button, that's your fire button. You also have this button here, which will change your power output. You then have a USB charger. Now the USB charger, it's not micro USB. It's the Type-C chargers, so it's very similar to the ones that like the Huawei phones have now, but it doesn't work. A Huawei charger does not work in there. I have tried that. So the only downside is you lose your charger, you're pretty buggered. You're gonna have to get a proper one from somewhere else. On the top of your pod, you've got, like I said, your adjustable airflow just here. So you can restrict it if you want more of a mouth to lung situation. But as it has the direct to lung coil in there, and that's what I prefer, I normally have it open all the way. You unscrew this little cap here, which has your drip tip attached. And this is your coil head, and you fill around the edge here. So really easy to sort of fill, I suppose, but as we'll go through my cons, I do like having an extra port to sort of fill from. The button operation, once I finish throwing it around, the button operation is very, very easy. So when you're on the front, if you lightly press the power button, it will flash at you. That's how much battery you have. So I have 2 bars of battery left in this. It did actually come fully charged, which I quite liked. If you press the bottom button, you'll see that those lights will increase, or should. Okay, so right there, you're right at the top, so this is the maximum output that it's got, which I didn't look at the specs on that to begin with. So level 5 is 25 watts, level 1 is 10 watts. Okay, so it goes up in between. According to this, level 2 is 13 watts, which I find is a bit random. Level 3 is 16 watts, level 4 is 20 watts, and then obviously your 25 for the top wattage. So you've got variable wattage there, depending on the coil that you're using. So with the made-to-long one that I have in at the moment, I normally have it on 4 or 5. But yeah, 5 clicks will turn it off and back on, and it will sort of do a flash at you when it does that. There we go. There we go. Single button to fire. Very easy. But yeah, let's pop back up top. We'll show you the pros and cons, and you can let me know then what you think. So guys, that was the Pasito. So, pros and cons. That all-important time again. What do I like? What don't I like? So, to be honest, like my other videos, I have struggled to find cons with this, and a lot of them are probably my own sort of personal vaping style, I suppose. However, some people probably agree, some people might not. So always let me know below whether you agree, whether you don't agree, what you found were your personal cons, I suppose, or pros, and whether you like it or not, I suppose. So first and foremost, what do I like? Let's go through the cons for the pros first, actually. So pros, I like the adjustable airflow. Okay, so the adjustable airflow is really good on this. You know, you've got 2 different options for coils. Now, with the coils, you've got that made-to-lung situation, or you've got direct-to-lung. I am used to vaping direct-to-lung, although I do use pods from time to time. I do prefer direct-to-lung, so having that airflow option was spot on for me. So that was big pro. I like the fact that the coils are interchangeable. I haven't just got to get a whole new pod, because as we all know from me pods and things like that are available on the market, it's quite expensive really to keep replacing your pods. They're normally like 10 or 12 quid, and you get like 1, maybe 2 for that sort of money. As the stock coils for these, they tend to be around the same price as your standard stock coils, so I don't think the price is too bad at all. You can also get a RBA deck, which I've just ordered, because I do normally prefer to use things like an RDA, so I don't mind making my own coils, which obviously saves me more money, so I will be doing that for this as well. So I do like that option as well. It is quite cost effective. The price I managed to get this for was actually 25 quid, which I really don't think is bad either for a device these days. So even if you are looking, I suppose, to make that switch from smoking to vaping, 25 quid, if for any reason you can't get along with vaping, it's not a great loss, okay? So, you know, a box of cigarettes is £10 nowadays, so it's 2.5 boxes of cigarettes, and it's paid for that. So, you know, it's very inexpensive for people who want to make that switch, but also, for someone like myself, I spend a fortune on mods. I couldn't fault the price point on this, so that's a big pro. I do like the resin. The resin's nice, it's very stylish. It's very compact as well, so I know some pods are slowly we seem to have gone from using your big mods back to sort of the smaller sort of devices like the sheesh pens we used to have, but now we're sort of getting a little bit bigger again. But this is actually, I found, is actually a great size for a pod. It's big enough that you know you've got it on you, but it's small enough for everyday use. So the size was a great pro for me. Con-wise, I suppose I don't like the fact that the drip tip sort of is attached to my fill port. So one thing I found, although these are replaceable, I do like to have the extra port. So I have got things like the Alcatel Bison that's got the extra port. You see a lot of other pod systems, this sort of style, they have an extra port there. You can then fill from that. So I much prefer that. There's no risk of when you're idly chatting at work and stuff, and you accidentally then drop in juice down your coil, okay, and flooding it out. That said, the replaceable drip tip, it's a nice option. Some people do like to mix and match styles. I kind of see it also as a con because I'm very accident prone. I can see myself sort of losing that if I knock it off. I suppose an argument could be made you could do that with any drip tip. It vapes really well. Okay, I've used Nic salts in here. I use higher milligram nicotine standard juices in here. I've also ran through it some 80-20 juices as well as your 50-50s and stuff like that. It seems to take everything in its stride almost. So it's compatible with most juice formats, which I was quite surprised with, because a lot of pods do struggle when you start to get into like the 80-20 mixes and stuff like that, just because of the coil setup. But this seemed to work quite well, so very happy there. Other cons, the charger. I don't understand why we've gone to this weird charger. Just keep it micro USB, okay? So at least then, we've all got micro USBs from other devices and stuff, and they are very inexpensive to replace if you do lose your charger or your charger becomes damaged in any way, shape or form. These chargers I found are a little bit harder to get hold of, and it's hit and miss then whether it will charge your device. So you got to guard your charger, okay? So that was probably a niggly little con for me. But overall, if I had to give it an overall rating, definitely going to be solid 4 out of 5. Pushing a 4.5, okay? So very happy with this pod. I don't think so far I've reviewed anything that I've found has been particularly bad. But I am very happy with this. I know a lot of people are looking at other similar devices on the market, but I do think the price point for this and the customizable options with coils, airflow, that kind of thing, it sort of gives a lot the edge over some of the others. That's my personal opinion. But let me know in the comments what you think. What if you've got a Pasito, if you've tried it, what you think. But as always, some people may not like these at all and might want to stick with their box mods or stick with like their old school sort of pod systems. But it's definitely, I think, the price point is probably the biggest pro for me. Definitely a biggest pro, and the coil options, can't fault those in the slightest. But as I say, let me know what you think, okay? I do want to just quickly say thank you as well for your continued support. I know it's been a long overdue for this review. Please check out the Instagram feed. We've been doing a lot of work over there lately. We are very close to the 3,000 follower mark. I think, in fact, I'm about 150 followers off that, give or take. So when we get to 3,000, I have said I'll do a giveaway for you. I have got some juice set aside for that. So please head over there and subscribe. Also like and subscribe to the channel on here if you want to see more videos like this. But thanks again for all your support, and hopefully we'll see you again next time, guys.